population of the United States was 321,442,019 on July 4th, 2015. At a growth rate of 0.9%, what is the estimated population of the United States 1 year and 5 years from July 4th, 2015? So how am I going to figure out what the population is 1 year later and 5 years later? I am here with my teaching assistant Chloe with her latest cheat sheet notes. She wants you to know when you have an equation in the form y equals a times b to the x power, when b is greater than 1, you have exponential growth. When b is between 0 and 1, you have exponential decay. If you have it in the form y equals a times the quantity 1 plus r raised to the x power, if 1 plus r is greater than 1, it's exponential growth. If it's 1 minus r is less than 1, it's exponential decay. Now, in the formula, a is the initial amount, r is the rate of change expressed as a decimal, and x is time. Now that we have Chloe's cheat sheet notes, we can go ahead and solve this problem. First of all, I know that if we have the problem set as y equals a times the quantity of 1 plus or minus r raised to the x power, we would either have an exponential growth or an exponential decay. So if I'm looking at this problem, I see that there's a word right here, growth rate. When I see growth rate, that indicates to me that I am actually growing, so that means I have growth, an exponential growth. And if I have exponential growth, it's going to be a plus in the center of that problem. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and get my a, my r, and my x. Now my a is the initial amount, and the population initially was 321,442,019. The r is the rate of change expressed as a decimal. We had a rate of change of 0.9%. As a decimal, from percent to decimal, you move the decimal place 2 times to the left, or that would be 0.009. And then x is the time. We are talking about what is the population in 1 year, and then what is the population in 5 years. So we essentially have 2 different problems here. So if I'm going to go ahead and just look at the first year, I would go ahead and set up y equals a, 321,442,019, times the quantity of 1 plus r, or 1 plus 0.009, raised to the x power, which is 1. We're doing 1 year after 2015. So from here, I would just go ahead and do some algebra, add my 1 plus 0.009, get 1.009. That raised to the first power would just be 1.009. When I multiply these 2 by each other, I get 324,334,997. So the U.S. population 1 year later will be this amount. And you can see that in the original problem, we had 321 million. A year later, we have 324 million. So we do have growth. We have increased. Our population has increased in 1 year. Now, let's see how high it's going to increase after 5 years. So I start off with my first amount, y equals my a, times 1 plus my r raised to the 5th, because now my time is 5. We're doing the other problem now. Then from here, we have 1 plus 0.009. We get 1.009. That raised to the 5th power. I went ahead and rounded it a little bit. Make sure you don't round your answer until the actual very end. So I rounded it off as much as my calculator went, is how much I wrote down. From here, I'm going to multiply those by each other, and I get 336,169,631. So in 2015, we had a population of this 321 million. After a year, it went up to 324. After another 4 years, or from the beginning 5 years later, population became 336 million.